Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about a summer lure that might go overlooked for some. Some might be intimidated by it, the sizes of them, and some might have just forgot about them. But they will help you catch more fish, and in some cases, even bigger fish. So stay tuned, it's going to be a good one. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk worms. Worms in the summertime in July when it's hot. Fish are being a little bit more lethargic, can be a deadly tool. So to get you started, we'll start with the ribbon tail style worm, one of my favorites. This is a Googan Squad Mondo worm. They're okay. The only thing I don't like about that is, you see that little flap there, a little offset? That creates a lot more action for this worm, but a lot of times the bluegills will pull that off and then this worm's useless. But it is an excellent worm on its own. I will Texas rig this. If I'm around wood, peg the weight, the bullet weight. If I'm out in the open water and just dragging, I might or around docks or something, I might move my peg up, let that weight separate from the worm so the worm can naturally just swim down. Another way I like to rig my big ribbon tail worms that you don't hear about a lot is on a shaky head. Guys, the technique I use here, because this worm does not float and this is a standing shaky head, I've noticed it'll hit the bottom and start to slowly lean over. So when I'll give it like, I don't know, 5-10 seconds and I'll pop it again, bringing this worm back up, letting it swim down, letting that head stand up, and then letting it slowly drop again. Excellent technique. I'm going to work this around grass edges. I'm going to work it around rock piles, shell beds, dock pilings, main lake points, secondary points. It's a deadly little offering that you could do. You can even use a straight tail worm, guys, on this. I like the ribbon tail, but you can do, I think traditionally a lot of guys will use the straight tail worm. Straight tail worms. One of my favorites is the robo worm, whether it be this being the 6-inch or the 4.5 inch. Okay, I like to wacky rig, or you can wacky rig these. Okay, and then a technique that I like, if the fish don't see a lot, it's kind of like the floating wacky rig technique, I guess it would be called. I'm hooking it right behind the egg sac, casting it out just with a hook, and then I'm twitching my rod like this, and I'm real slowly, just keeping that under the surface so this worm goes like this as it's coming through. Sometimes that works. You can just do the wacky rig and let it sink. But I like drop shotting these. Okay, for you guys that don't know what a drop shot is, you got your polymer knot to your hook so it sets horizontal, so your bait sets horizontal, and then your weight comes down and it suspends your bait off the bottom. Where would I use a drop shot? Well, long grass edges. If I can cast to a point, if I'm on a bank, a main lake point or a secondary point, out along the points. Docks, pilings is a good place. Any kind of brush along the bank that I cast alongside it just to set my offering. Do not overwork this, guys. It's tight line presentation, so your bait stays suspended. How do you figure out your length of your leader? Depends on how far you cast, what kind of junk you're in. If you're from the bank, it's obviously going to be angles, angles, angles. So from the bank, your bait might be like this, whereas from the boat it'd be like this. So try to keep that in mind and adjust accordingly. Okay, guys. Another little deadly bait, and I have a video on it, would be your Ned rig. This is a Z-Man TRD. This is the twilight color. I don't know why it is, but sometimes during the summer, these purple colors, like your margarita, yeah, tequila sunrise, your margarita mutilator, your twilights, purple death by Z-Man. Excellent, excellent colors. Just gets it done. These bigger fish, June bugs, another one. Your plums. They just seem to come unwound and you get a better bite when you get them. I'm going to work these on a regular Z-Man head. Now you can use whatever brand you like. I just happen to have this. It's a shallow technique, but it also can be a deep technique. My technique is I like to pop it a lot and let it go down, and that um, Lastec plastic floats, so that bait's going to set up there and it's just going to dance in the current a little bit. And I'll let it sit there 10, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, sometimes depending on how active the fish are. And then I'll pop it again. If they don't seem to be down for that, you could always swim it. Because it does have like a minnow profile. And you notice the 90-degree, that'll hold your bait at a horizontal as it's coming through the water, and you can swim it. The other thing, and I had it in the Erie video, is you can drag it. And when you find something hard, just slightly shake that rod tip and that bait's down there and it's in that bass face, because a lot of times when you're dragging it, it's bouncing over the rocks and stuff and it gets hung up on like a little shell or something down there, and you're just shaking it. That bass has already followed and nosed it, and he's just waiting, and you start wiggling it, and he finally says, you know what, I'm going to kill it. And last but not least, guys, it wouldn't be a good video without mentioning the stick bait. Gary Yamamoto, this is I believe this 4-inch. You can get them up to, I believe, 6 inches or 7 inches. Out deep, you might want to go a little bigger. Shallow, you could go with the 4-inch, 5-inch, or even the 2.5-inch. But guys, you can work that on a drop shot. You can use it as a weighted wacky rig. There's your 2.5-inch. I would wacky rig this on a drop shot. You could also use it as a Ned. Okay. But you can use the weighted wacky rig, which will make it fall faster and give it more action, or the weightless, which takes a little bit more time. Guys, these techniques will work consistently. Oh, and before I forget, another little good technique might replace the Texas rigs, the Ozark rig. Wait for it, it gives that bait a gliding action, and it's something that the fish didn't see, because your weight's on the shaft of the hook, not out here, not needing to be pegged, nothing. So it gives it a different action. It lets it glide more than traditional Texas rig. Guys, when would I use one from the other? Truthfully, I let the fish tell me. This time of the year, if I'm able to go out deep, I'm on my kayak, I'm looking for main lake points. I'm looking for transitions, this being the points from shallow to deeper water, maybe rock piles, maybe a ledge. And I'm going to carry some of those worms, because if it's highly pressured, they might want a smaller worm. If it's not so pressured during the week or something, your lake might not be so pressured, those bigger bass sometimes want a bigger worm, a little bit bigger offering, make it worth their while. The other thing I cannot stress enough is slow. Slow is key this time of the year. These bass want just slow moving. If you're dragging it and you're reeling up your slack and you're dragging it and you're going power fishing all the way, yeah, you might get a couple bites, but if you slow down and just drag it and let it sit for a few seconds before you drag it real slow again, it's going to add up to a lot more bites. Colors, guys, depends on the water clarity. It depends on a lot of conditions, a lot of things, but keep it simple for you. Clear water, stay natural, green pumpkins, watermelons, uh, even like a shad color. Um, if you're getting out deeper, maybe do your um, purples like your plums, your, yeah, oh, I just said it earlier, your plums, your plum apples, and your June bugs. If you're in dark water, you can work your June bugs, your black and blues, your blacks. If it's cloudy, you can again work in the clear water, your June bugs, your blacks, but mix it up. Guys, fishing, I can sit here and tell you the color and try to cover all the aspects of all the different scenarios that you might run into on your lake, but here's the thing. Take some of these baits. You don't have to have them all. Have a couple big worms, ribbon tail, straight worms. Have a couple medium-sized worms, stick baits, curl tails. Have some neds, and go out there and fish. Again, grass edges. Sometimes you can get them up in the shallow coves because the perch are spawning. Your bluegills, your perch, and things like that, they'll be spawning. Bringing something like that through there could trigger a reaction strike. If they're out deeper and you have a chance to be on a boat or a kayak, main lake points, secondary points, brush piles, ledges, anywhere where these fish can transition, because fish are going to set on the edge of maybe a shallow flat where it'll drop down a lot of times, and you want to just be casting that lure and working it down. Guys, I hope this is helpful. It was just a video I wanted to put together real quick, give you different ideas on how to work a different style of worms and stuff. There's many ways to do it. There's many scenarios where one might work better than the other. I'm just trying to make a short video that's already drug out. But if you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. It just helps me bring more content to you, and it lets me know I'm doing a good job. If you have any comments or any questions, or you just want to say hello, please leave a comment down below. Love to hear from you guys. Okay, guys, till next time.